check me out, allthingstaja.com. You can find my link for Clubhouse on there. You can find my YouTube there. You can find life coaching, spiritual guidance. You can find everything right there. Allthingstaja.com.
Okay.
Hey,
Cool.
T.
King Walker. King Walker. Go ahead and let him have it. I need you to sound like me right now. Can't sound like, so get loud. Come on, tell him who you is, King.
First of all, it's not necessary for me to get loud. My name is King Walker. Some of you know me, some of you don't. So I'm pretty sure you guys can see me. I'm here. I just wanted to say that my niche to the world is your mentality determines your reality. And what you're going through is just a casualty of war within yourself. And the sooner you learn to love yourself, the sooner you learn to pour within to yourself, you know, everything else around you will change, right? And you don't get your fruit the same day you plant the seed. So, before we get into what we say, my name is King Walker. You can follow me at King_Walker1. I appreciate you. Appreciate me. I'm ready to get started.
Okay, Dr. Kendall, you know, you're the doctor on the medium right now. Go ahead and tell the people who you are.
Hi, guys. My name is Kendall. I'm a education administrator. My belief is helping people. I'm a servant leader. I believe you have to do unto others to receive the blessing, and it's to make sure it's reciprocated. And I'm hailing from Frisco, Texas. So that's me.
Okay. So now since we resetted the room, King Walker, I'm going to let you start it off, and then Tasha, you go, and then Dr.
Hey,
Kendall,
Lady
you
D.
go, and then we're going to go back to me.
Hey, Curtis.
So I want you to explain it to everybody so everybody can know what we here doing tonight, because we didn't just come on this live tonight so I could see a man face and two women faces. I came in there for a reason. So go ahead, King Walker.
Well, to restart the conversation, we're here to talk about people not living their life by the fear of rejection. It is very important that you don't live your life by the fear of rejection, because the word no means next opportunity. The word no means next opportunity. One more time, the word no means next opportunity. And as soon as that you understand that, you won't take it personally. You are rejected. Knowing when just say that they didn't appreciate what you have, and knowing to learn the difference between your self-worth, you know, there's two different things, right? Because people in life often will always try to deter you from. So you're going to always deal with rejection. And that's a fear that we all have to conquer sometimes, because it goes along with taking risk in life. And if you want to be successful in anything that you want to do in life, you have to take risks. You don't get anywhere without taking a chance. It's not a straight line to success in anything that you want to do in life. Whether that's bettering your mental health, whether that's bettering your physical health, whether that's bettering what you want to manifest in your life, you have to not be afraid of rejection, even for yourself. You may go to work out and run a lap and feel like, you know what, I know I'm not going to make it through 2, so I'm going to just give up. No, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to find confidence in people rejecting you, right? That sounds crazy, but you have to find confidence in people rejecting you. If someone tells you no, you're like, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the opportunity to listen. You know, you're going to move on to the next opportunity, because no means next opportunity, you know, and it's one of those things, like, you just have to change the mindset or the narrative on what you do when you approach things in life for yourself, and when you approach your goal. You have to change the narrative for yourself. It's just like I always say, like, you don't want to say, hey, I love you to death. You want to say, I love you to life. So how you already manifested in your head is already how, you know, you're going to calculate that rejection. If you walk into a room already feeling like I'm going to be denied, people are going to see that energy on you, because energy is real. So you have to be able to walk in there and at least be able to, like, get one person's attention, whatever you're selling, whatever you're speaking about, whatever it is that or the message that you're trying to deliver. You got to be able to do it with confidence. You have to be confident about what you do, regardless of rejection. Even the same way when it comes to relationships, everybody is not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody is going to find you attractive. Not everybody is going to feel like you're the one that they should be walking down the aisle with. You just have to be okay with that and understand that I am rare, and I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. And that's okay, because the people that are for you, you're going to keep running into those people until you pick one that's closest to whatever the percentage that you want to be interested in, or whatever job or whatever career, you know. So rejection has its flaws too. Don't let people make you feel some type of way because they rejected you. A lot of times people are rejecting you because they don't want you to get up to the level that they're at. Or they're rejecting you because they see greatness inside of you, and that's not something that they see inside of themselves, and they can't see having that same energy next to them. You know, it's just like one of the best examples for me right now, off the top of the head. A lot of women always say, "Well, I'm a good woman." You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm a good catch. You know, I cook, I clean, I this, I motivate my man, and all these things. None of these things really matter if this man don't believe it for himself that that's a good thing for him.
That's
So
right.
when he looks at you, what is he going to do? He is going to reject you. He is going to reject you because that is a fear. Wow, this is too good. She haven't cussed me out. She respects me. I can't do this. This is wow. What's up? Like, hey, you don't get mad?
Already.
You know, you know?
Already,
So
man. I feel you.
yeah, so that's my first touch on rejection,
Okay,
and
hold on. Now we gotta let the women go. King Walker, you ain't about to take all the shine. You gotta let
I
them
just
queens
said it's
sign
my
off
first.
now.
I just,
I love it though, King Walker. You got to keep on doing it, man. But yeah, we I was thinking about mine. If I didn't start King Walker, it was gonna be a long time. But that's the way me and King Walker talk all the time. But Dr. Kendall, go ahead if you can. Don't expound too long because I wanted to go right back to King Walker again and Taj and everything else. Yeah, you know everybody know King Walker. Y'all know he can talk. Y'all know what he love. What he talk about. King Walker expounds on everything. So we got sometimes you got to stop him. But go ahead.
I don't know. I take rejection, I guess, twofold. I always look at it as if one door closes, another one opens. I look at sometimes just relationships, even personally, like an employment journey and things like that. It's about fit, and sometimes you're not a fit for them, and vice versa. So to me, I look at it as if this is not them, pray about it. I believe our lives are already written anyway. We're just going through the motions of life. So I look at rejection as an opportunity for something else. Um, and then in certain situations, if you're rejected, then it may be a blessing in disguise because oftentimes we try to force things to happen that are not naturally supposed to happen. Just our human nature forces things to happen. So um, rejection is not always negative. It's one of those things that how you respond to it determines how it personally impacts you.
absolutely.
Tasha, your turn, Tasha.
Well, I used to look at life in regards with rejection. I used to actually think there was actually such a thing as rejection. But what I realize is when you start knowing yourself more and you start actually listening to yourself, here's the thing: you could only be rejected when you're not listening to yourself because you're putting yourself in an element that you already
Facts.
knew that you shouldn't have been in the first place.
Right.
Then this hindsight comes back. You know what? There was a feeling. I had this thought. But you had it and you ignored it. And so as you ignore yourself and as you put yourself in the elements where you can be rejected, you've opened that door up for yourself. I used to tell my daughter when she was little, she would be like, "Mommy, I know you're going to say no and then ask me a question." I said, "Well, if you already know the answer, then you've answered yourself. Because from the moment you ever come to me with a no, you're getting a no." I said, "You want to ask me a question, you ask me a question, and then you let me decide." You understand? You have more power in swaying my answer by saying, "I know my mom's going to say yes." Well, I mean, I kind of set off an animal right there because she don't ask me things anymore. She literally comes and she's like, "Okay, so look, mommy, I'm going to go do this. I'm doing that. I'm doing that." And for myself, I have ultimate respect for her because she's moving from the element of her knowing. You move from a no, you're going to get a no. You're the only no that you've ever had in your entire life. You're the only rejection that you actually have. When you start moving from an element of complete self-worth and self
That's
Make sure
it.
that you, because if you're not, then hell yeah, rejection is always going to be your thing because it starts with you first. It's always right here, mirror.
Okay. And when I look at rejection like this right here. Rejection makes, to me in my life, if I go outside and I meet somebody, and let's say I meet a woman, like I told King Walker earlier today, I meet somebody and I speak to him and I say, hey, how you doing? My name's Kyle JACKO. I don't like you because of your locks. Okay, no problem. I don't got time to reiterate negativity because you're not coming at me with negativity. You're just telling me what you do not like. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's just what it is. I need all my kings and my queens to know that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Take it for example. Me and King Walker talked about it because me and King Walker talked a lot today. So I told King Walker, I said, it's just like me and King Walker go out right now. And they say, well, we're going to use both of y'all. Dr. Kendall like big boys. I go speak to Dr. Kendall, and Dr. Kendall tells me, I don't like you, you skinny. That don't mean I'm an ugly individual. That means I wasn't her type. Just because I wasn't her type, that don't mean I got to be like, you know what, Dr. Kendall, I don't got to do that to Dr. Kendall. I don't got to point the finger at her, call out her name. And I'm coming from the form is this right here. Kings out there. Man, if a woman tell you they don't want to talk to you, they tell you they got somebody, don't take that as a part of rejection. Take it as, okay, at least you told me the truth. Queens out there, but man tell you, hey, I'm good. I think we just be friends. Take that as you got a friend right now. That's all it is. And I think sometimes the male ego sometimes it gets frustrated because they look at it like, oh, she told me no. I'm mad now. Bro, they have 1,000 women out there. They got somebody for everybody. It's just you're not for her. Queen the same way for you. I can take it off of that form right there, and I'm gonna stop because we all talked about it now. King Walker part 2. Go ahead, where you going?
Part two. Part two, I want to talk about fear. I want to talk about fear. I know we talked about rejection, but fear and rejection is different, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I feel like is a challenge for everyone in life, most people, is the fear of changing yourself. It's a battle every day with the fear of changing yourself, because when you change yourself, you have to find a common balance to be able to still be who you are and who you want to be, right? And so when you go to make change to yourself, it's a things that you have to give up to outwork your old self in order to get to the new you, right? And a lot of people are quick to put something in there to give them an excuse to renege just in case when they start this challenge for themselves, it doesn't go as they planned. They'll say, you know, well, I tried. Well, I said I might be able to do it. I didn't say that I would accomplish it. I didn't say that I would do it, right? Instead of giving 100 back, like, damn, if I had just done it, I'd have been right here by now. But I was so scared. I was so nervous. You know, I listened to what people was telling me, and that's the biggest letdown for people who are already living in fear, is people putting their nightmares on your dream. That's the biggest letdown. People putting their nightmares on your dream because you listen to everybody else who didn't do it, didn't make it, didn't accomplish it. So when that happens, you go, well, they didn't make it. Because you know why? You don't believe in your own self. You have to believe in your own self. That's why I tell people, like, don't make other people your spirit animal. You don't know what they have to do to become that person in order to accomplish what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're
You
totally
know, so
you're totally right. You broke up, but you're right. I understand where you was going. I
yeah,
totally
so
understand where you was going.
so I will say the biggest thing that I want people to understand is learn. This is good right here. Learn how to identify what success is for you. Learn how to identify like what makes you happy. What makes you feel like you don't need to be in fear, because things, and there's different entities of fear. Brands can
King
be a
Walker,
level of fear.
King Walker, you know they still got a top, right?
I'm just saying, brands. I'm almost done. Brands brands can be a level of fear. People wear things just to fit in. That's a level of fear. Instead of just
Mm-hmm.
being yourself and wearing whatever it is that you want to wear. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pass the mic and let the next person talk. Go ahead.
Like I said, we got stages. So I mean, because you just killed 2 stages at one time. But I wanted
Didn't
you to
know.
use. I knew you was going. I wanted you that for stage 3, but you didn't kill stage 3. You knocked it off his wheels. But Dr. Kendall, stage 2, go ahead with fear.
So I don't know. Because fear is one of those things that I totally avoid. I think I have some apprehensions about things, but I think I've been reared to not be scared of much. I think fear is one of those things that's so negative, but when you let it into your system, it just destroys you inside out. And so if you focus on it, or if you let it impact you internally, then it'll affect everything. So instead of looking at it and consider it as something, fear is just the unknown. You're always scared of the unknown, right? There are some phobias and some real things like that, but we're talking about just fear is pretty much being scared of the unknown because
Mm-hmm.
you haven't crossed those waters, or you haven't participated in this, or been to this, or been in this atmosphere. Then you let that anxiety and that stress eat you inside out. So I try to alleviate fear, avoid fear. I don't even consider it a construct, pretty much, because it will cause stress and it will eat you alive. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of let your knower, your spirit, your above being guide you, and know that it's already done. That's just my motto. Like, it's already written, it's already done. So don't be scared, don't be
Mm-hmm.
fearful. You got to have
Mm-hmm.
your bells and whistles, you got to have your ammunition, whatever you need in place to walk into those unknown waters. But don't look at it as fear. Just look at it as something different and something new. And that's my 2 cents on it.
Taji, your turn. Stage 2.
Fear. Well, there's a saying from one of my favorite movies of all times called Dune, and she was testing him. So she came to test him, and she stuck his hand in this box, and she told him that this box contained a heat that was literally burning off all of his skin. And it was a mantra that he kept on saying that really made the difference, because every time we move in our lives, it's kind of like we're sticking our hand in this unknown box. We're sticking our hands in something that we don't know what we're going to get. It might be heat, it might be cold, it might be water. You understand what I mean? If we're just thinking about the elements, right? If we're thinking about when we go into our career and into our relationships, you're always sticking your hand in an unknown box. But the
Mm-hmm.
mantra that he kept on saying, what was powerful, was he said, fear is the mind killer. It's the little
Mm-hmm.
death that
Yep.
brings total obliteration. Because what fear is like, it's like that mustard seed of faith.
Right.
You have
Mm-hmm.
that mustard seed of fear, it will do the same thing as faith does. The same
Mm-hmm.
mountains that faith will move for you is the
Yeah.
same faith, the same that fear will come and just put in your path. So when you're moving through your life, you got to know that, yeah, you're going to stick your hand in elements that you know that you're not sure about. You know is unknown. But here's the thing. You've been doing it from your inception. You've been doing it from your conception. When
Right.
you were a baby, you just figured out how to crawl. Then you figured out how to walk. You figured out how to talk. You understand? And in your movements forward, there's always going to be something. Like right now, I have a 7-month-old um, around me. And today I'm watching her want to get onto the floor. And she's just literally just going head first. And we're looking at her and we're like, wow, this is what it means to be fearless. Because even if she falls, she's going to cry. She'll be upset for a quick minute, but she's going to bounce right back up. And she's going to repeat the same thing until she can figure out how
Mm-hmm.
to get off the chair without falling.
Right.
And for us as human beings, we need to get out of our own way, and we need to start putting ourselves in the real element that there's nobody that's going to do your job for you. There's nobody that can
Absolutely.
actually truly stop you from the movements and the motions that you need to make in your life. All you have to do is remember that fear is the little death that causes your total obliteration. If you believe me when I tell you don't do it, it's not me. It's the fear that you had inside of yourself, that you utilize me as a tool to say, well, he said, or she said, or they said.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Get out your own way. You know, for me, I'm very big on affirmations. And so one of my biggest ones that I realize works powerfully for me, and it helps me to get out my own way, whether I'm scared or not. And that's everything always works out for me. So
That's
that
it.
no matter what's going on, everything will work out. Chaos comes, and trust me, chaos comes when it's ready. But I know
Correct.
everything's going to work out. So the fear and the anxiety goes away. And as long as you keep moving in that element, knowing that life is not here to punish you, it's here to serve you, it's here to glorify you, it's here to show you abundance and show you love and show you empathy and show you these things. As long as you can actually move in the element of being real with that, you'll be all right. And then fear will be just a word.
Okay. What I was doing on my phone was, um, King Walker told me that with the profile picture I made earlier today, we had on masks. And he having no mask. He felt kind of bad about that. So I'm changing the whole thing around right now. But I want to tell you something. Fear to me, I want y'all to think about Batman. Y'all remember Bane, right? Bane out of Batman,
Absolutely.
right? You remember Bane was somebody that's strong, big, and he'll break anything apart. And what he does, he's feared. But y'all know at the end of the movie, who won though, right? Y'all need to all look at your life like this. God is gonna send you through sometimes some challenges. A challenge is gonna send you through. It doesn't mean it's time for you to walk the other way and just let go. What it means is it's time for you to just get stronger and get big. Like I gotta get stronger. Like when it's fear, when people tell you you're not gonna be anything, you're not gonna do anything, all these people that's on it right now, they had to deal with fear. But guess what they didn't do? They didn't let them beat them down. I know somebody told King Walker, you would never be a life coach. You would never be a motivational speaker. Guess what? He's here. Ask that. Somebody told Dr. Kendall, she'll never be over education. Guess what? She's a doctor over education. Everybody told Tasha she would never be anything. Guess what she's doing? They told me I was just gonna be a dope boy. I was gonna be a dope boy. I was gonna be a baby daddy, and that was it. Let me see. I changed the narrative. I didn't got stronger. I didn't got big. My faith got high. And how God keep on rewarding me right now because I never stop. I never stop up here and sit up here and say what I cannot do. If I tell myself I cannot do something, it's not gonna work. I have personal conversations with everybody right here. We can tell you, I can tell you right now. It look like right now that this right here is real. It's fake. King Walker knows it. King Walker helped me set it up. That's what some people's lives are meant. Some people's lives are just like that. On the
Yep.
screen, it looks good,
That's it.
but in
Yep.
real life, they don't. I need everybody that's on here right now, man, to stop being scared of your dreams and make them to reality. So I speak positivity into your life. This is your life. That's why I don't like using the word story. Story is something that be created by anybody else. A testimony is something that's just for you. No matter
Yep.
what you're going through right now, be strong as you can. Be that strong king, be that strong queen. But you got to put the blessing and positivity with it. All I can tell you right now, every day we're going to pray for you. But if you don't pray for yourself, what's going to happen?
It don't matter if you don't do it.
Right.
Stop beating yourself up every single day. Life beats you up every single day you walk outside your door, it beats you. Why you going to beat yourself up? Love yourself, love your truth. God made you a certain way for a reason. He didn't do what he did to you in your life to make you fall and just stop doing everything. Prime example, they know about me. Man, I lost a stepdad September 1st, turned around and lost my wallet February 14th, turned around after that, and then I lost my uncle February 20th. I cried one time. And when I cried that one time, I remember my uncle did. My uncle said, always be strong as you are. That's why this shirt right here is part of my King series. It's called King series because my uncle was somebody that went through stage 4 cancer, but he never gave up. He went done all his chemo, he still done everything else, and he still come being strong. So I know somebody out there right now want to give up. That job didn't come right now. You mad right now. Why give up? It's going to come. Somebody want to get a house right now. And you sitting back, you like, you know what? They told me I ain't going to get it. Guess what? They told everybody a lot of things. They still do it. They got somebody out there right now that want to be a motivational speaker and a life coach. Go do it. King Walker can help you do that. They got somebody that want to be a doctor of health. Guess what? Doctor of education. Dr. Kendall can help you do that. They got somebody right now that might want to be a spiritual coach. They're right here. One thing about me, I'm going to put people in front of you. It's up to you to take the knowledge. Stop being scared. Go out there and make it happen yourself. Right now, Dr. Kendall, I want you to come up with stage 3.
Stage 3, insecurity.